everybody, my name is Cameron, and I'm a truck driver. I wanted to start something to try and bring together the average American that drives just an automobile and truck drivers that run the roads out here the same as you all do, that commute to work and friends and family's houses. It seems like a whole lot of people think that truck drivers might be a little reckless or cause a lot of accidents, and the big trucks are scary and get seriously hurt. But that's true to an extent that certain drivers are reckless and a little dangerous, but not the majority. There's a lot of problems nowadays with inexperience, and I think that's the biggest thing. A lot of these larger companies tend to put a 20-couple-year-old guy like myself. Well, we got a phone call. So anyway, just seems like the inexperience is one of the major things that causes a lot of problems between truck drivers and car drivers out here on the highway. But these larger companies and corporations, I'm not going to say any names, but other truck drivers that are watching this will know exactly who I mean. They'll put a guy into a truck, somebody in their 20s, similar to my age. I'm 24. They'll just put a guy behind the wheel and rush him through a training, just a real quick training course, and put him on the road. And it takes more than that. It takes a lot of practice. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm the best truck driver and I will never be in an accident. It's probably not true. I mean, things happen every day, and sometimes it's out of the truck driver's control, and sometimes it's not. Sometimes a truck driver can prevent an accident. And basically, I just want to try to bring together just the normal American that drives a car with us guys that transport goods up and down the highway every day. So a little bit about what I do. I don't truck over the road, which, for those of you who don't know, is some long haul trucking. Like say you're going to start in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and you're going to deliver a load to Alabama or Kansas or Salt Lake City, Utah. It's a long, weeks long trip to get your load from point A to point B. What I do, I haul within a 150 mile radius, and I drive a tractor trailer. I pull a dump trailer or sometimes a log trailer. Hauling logs, generally I run about 56 miles one way, usually 4 times a day. Usually we get 2 loads off that job, and then that's a day. But on other days, I pull a dump trailer and I haul just about anything you can put in a dump trailer. Usually coal, but lime for farmers, and grain. We haul a lot of corn and soybeans. Just all kinds of stuff. Gypsum used for cement making. We haul a lot of different things that you can put in. It's a bulk item. So, that being said, I stay within a 150 mile radius, which, if you're in a 150 mile radius with the new Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration rules, you don't need to run an electronic log. I run just a simple timesheet for the day, time in, time out, my loads that I took, mileage on there, etc. I'll show you one of the timesheets at some point here. But anyhow, with that being said, I think a lot of the trouble with accidents and other incidents on the highway right now in 2020 is simply that the way it used to be with the paper log, guys could cheat the paper log, and they could work for an extra amount of hours and hide some time somewhere else and get away with it. Now with electronic logs, that is a lot it's a lot harder to do. So anyway, without being able to cheat, these guys still have the same responsibility as they did 5 years ago when they ran a paper log. With the paper log and the e-log, you got to drive faster. It's the only option to get your work done in the time that the government allots. So when guys drive faster, they drive more carelessly, and accidents happen. With the paper logs and guys that cheated those, they stayed up too many hours, fell asleep, and also caused accidents. But I personally think that it's a lot worse when you're rushing. I think that every human knows when they're tired and should stop when they're tired. That doesn't always work out that way. A lot of guys continue to push themselves and push themselves and push themselves until they pass out in the seat and obviously hit something or someone and cause an injury or a fatality because of that. So I just think that the e-log system has increased the accidents, and there's statistics that back that up. I won't get into that, but that's all there is to it. And I'm going to make a whole series. I want to make a whole series to try and get the average Joe associated have a good understanding of what it is that we do out here every day, up and down the highway. A lot of people think that it's just sitting on your butt all day and it's no big deal, but there's a lot that goes into this as a job. For a lot of guys that do this, it's a lifestyle. They live out of their truck. I personally don't live out of my truck, but a lot of guys do, and that's not easy to be away from your family for 3 weeks or even a week away from your family is tough. So my hat's off to those guys. It's not something I think I could do. Alright, here we are, hard hat equipped. I'm gonna jump out here. Pretty big mountain of coal there. So I know I'm going to catch all kinds of hell for how dirty my truck is, and I apologize, but I was hauling logs all day today before this trip down here with the dump trailer. And when you haul logs, it gets muddy sometimes. I mean, that's life, and wish I could say there was something I could do, but I'll wash it. I'll make a video washing it and go from there. So yeah, that's basically what happens when I get my load to where it's going. That takes a little bit longer at where we just were because the pit that we're dumping in is fairly small and it doesn't quite hold a full trailer load. So it makes it a little bit more time consuming to dump. I gotta put the trailer up, let some of the load go in that pit, and then wait. And then we put some more in there and wait a minute and then finish off and fill that pit up. So yeah, I mean that's the basic deal what happens every day for a guy who pulls a dump trailer. That's dumping off into a pit. Now, a lot of times we don't dump into a pit, we dump into a stockpile, and that's a little different. So I appreciate you watching.